Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That little ping right there to is basically where the city of Greyhawk is in the middle of the Flaness, which is the primary continent of the world of Orith, in which Greyhawk takes place. Whether you've been there your whole life or you've just been here, more or less been in town for probably a week or so from whatever recent adventure you may have been on, whether you were part of another adventuring party, you've never actually been an adventurer, you're here now, and there's been a lot of talk about the constable, the writer Fanshin. She's a female cleric of Paylor, very well known. You at least are familiar with the name, even if you've never met her. She's basically in charge of she's basically the head of the local law enforcement. Word on the street has gotten around that she is looking to hire a group of people for a task, and that's about all the information that has been released. Some of you have basically heard. 5 of you have basically gotten wind of the fact that the writer is looking to hire a group of adventurers for some kind of task, and is to show up at the local constabulary. I always have trouble saying that word. For anybody interested at set time and place, which is kind of where we pick up. So none of you know each other or have ever worked together or anything, regardless of city long term, because City Greyhawk is a very, very big place, and adventurers are very, very common here. So there was no real reason to advertise outside of the immediate area for this job. So certainly hadn't had time to get outside the town, nor was there any reason for it to go to 4 corners of the earth. Basically local to hear about that. So the reason is it's not because of this quest. You just happen to be here and you're looking for a new job or whatever. You've gotten wind that there is, that she's looking for help. So here you find yourself office, and you are all gathered kind of the front area waiting for her to arrive, and you guys are just kind of all hanging out. So just anybody want to note anything special about their character or anything? This would be a good time.
Now, just to make sure I understand this, we don't know each other. We've all showed up here for an assignment. That's it.
Strangers at the constable's office, her to come out to talk to you about a job. So yeah, you're just basically and it'd be a good idea for everybody to go around because, like, for example, I know one of the characters is female. So everybody just kind of describe your character and everything as you walk in. It's not really, you guys are probably more or less arriving at the same time. So I guess that's probably a good starting point to get this thing rolling.
So who's going to go first?
All right, I'll go first. My character is Osea Frey. She's from Freedom City, and she's waiting to get an assignment.
Description, hair color, dress, so we've got kind of an idea of what we're looking at.
Yeah, just basically from the profile picture, you can just take that apart.
Character you are.
So.
Okay, so basically, is it Osea? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Osea Frey.
Jump to
And when I'm looking at everybody's pictures down here at the bottom, those aren't your characters' names, are they?
Oh, the tokens, the little square things moving around. That's called a token. That is your actual character. Map. What do you?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map. Mine's the only one. Oh, do I click on them? No, it doesn't do it.
Describe what you're seeing to me. Are you seeing the map of the world right now? Because that's what you should.
Yeah, I see the map of the world. I see our tokens. Go ahead.
What's called a token. It's like a little square with everybody's name underneath.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen I see that, but I see like Joshua.
Square with the name underneath is what we're referring to.
Okay, what I'm getting at is I don't see that name that we just talked about. I see Stray Cat, Weeglyph, Joshua.
Maybe you guys can't. Can you all not see the nameplate?
Those are our profile pictures.
Right.
He's talking about these the tiny squares on the map. They're like movable icons of your character.
Those are the tokens. The tokens on my screen, all I see is my name. I see everybody else's tokens, but no names under them.
Same
Yeah, I
here.
don't see my name too.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So I guess that's not public information, and I assumed everybody could see the nameplates. So keep in mind, as a DM, I get a little bit different view from you guys, so
Right.
I can just
Oh, good.
assumed everybody could see their character. Everybody's character.
Has a tiny wit cat. He's kind of like an 8-bit kind of looking character. So
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You guys,
that's
okay?
Risto.
So wandered off the screen or something because I only see 4 right now.
yeah, mine just disappeared.
Oh, what happened to it? Because it's like she just like literally blipped out.
Okay, so what I'm looking at right now, we have me, Rosico, Joshua, Weeglyph, and Stray Cat. That's everybody's
She got
character
moved off
names.
screen.
No, those are people's like Roll20 profile names, but you can change the Roll20 profile name to your character name if you click on the My Settings tab. It's in the top right corner of your screen. It looks like a little gear. And under My Settings it says Display Name. And if you change that name to your character's name, everyone's going to know who's in the game.
Very helpful. A couple of you put like your player name in parentheses.
That's me.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, how do we change the name then?
Clarified everybody who everybody is, because I think that's part of the confusion is nobody's really sure. They're not making
He's sucking.
Oh, I got it. You know what you do? You got that gear sign.
You change your display
Then,
name and you click Save.
Right. You guys see me that down there now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on Stray Cat. But the tokens are in the center of the map.
Correct. We're talking about the names at the bottom of the screen.
where everybody's like mine says Agent Milkshake.
Shouldn't that be Slappy?
Let me change my display name. So we're consistent.
Nice.
Mine's
there
taken.
we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so Osea Frey,
Yep.
and then Weeglyph and Abaddon, yes?
Yeah, although Joshua B is the only one who has his character name in parentheses.
Backwards.
Yeah,
Come on,
backwards.
Joshua, get with the program, man.
You didn't get the memo.
Yeah, we're trying to put character name first and then your roll 20 name.
Good. We'll get this thing sorted out. So
All right, so I'd just like to say that I cast Magic Missile at the darkness.
the thief. Okay. So you take out a little beanbag, I guess, and throw it at the wall.
Okay, so back to character
Okay.
introductions.
I'll just. How about I go down the list and I call on you, and that way, we'll start with Abaddon, and then just down the list that
Hey, it
way.
looks like Chaos Agent is here.
Yep, looks that way. Should we wait a minute or?
I already kicked him out of the game. I haven't heard anything from him, and we're started.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
bummer.
A drink of.
Like
Maybe.
I have not heard a word from him, so
Yeah.
ignore it and stuff. It's late on top of
Drink
everything
of
else.
some whiskey. I have a club. What's the weather at? I mean, decent.
It's fall. We're in the year 581. I posted on the board. I don't have it right in front of me, like the seasons, but just pleasant, cool fall weather.
Okay. I have very modest. And some long, dark, brownish, blackish hair.
Is this
Stick
Abaddon?
it to myself, being very observant.
Is this Abaddon?
Yep, that's me.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting.
So, Jormir, is that how the paladin says his name?
Cleric, but yeah, Jormir.
Sorry, cleric. Yeah, I was trying to figure out who's who based on the Wiegloff is our. And hang on, we just lost.
Yeah, something. Hold on, I had a issue.
You're still on the voice chat. We just lost you on the virtual tabletop.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Give me a sec. I am a small, gruff-looking dwarf with a
Keep you guys all straight. So, Evoker. Talking. It went like really quiet.
I'm
Yeah,
here. Okay,
well-
I'm back.
Loco. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if Discord's fading out a little bit or what.
No, everybody
Yeah, I
just
got
quit
that.
Really
talking.
silent there. Our Dwarven cleric, we're on you.
Yeah. So I was saying I'm a short, gruff-looking little dwarf. Have the air of, like kind of a holy kind of person from the church. You can tell.
Armored. It went quiet again. Are y'all hearing me?
Yeah, I hear
Yes,
you.
I can
I
hear
hear
you.
you.
The guy who was talking.
All of a sudden, people are talking and it just goes like quiet. So I'm assuming
Yeah,
like
that happened to me too. So
his microphone cutting in and out, maybe.
Yeah, Moko, what's up with your microphone, man?
I'm
Nothing.
thinking
Can you
maybe
hear me now?
Yeah.
repeat what you
Okay.
just said because I think we lost some of what you were saying because it just went like quiet mid sentence.
I heard that you were a dwarf and like a holy dwarf.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
said I was
You're
a
a holy
gruff
dwarf.
dwarf, kind of have that air of holiness about me. Not arrogance, but I've been through the church and I've seen a thing or two.
Out again, but okay, yeah. So are you heavily armored?
Yes, I'm heavily armored, shield, morning star,
Okay.
ready to.
Our cleric mage is pronounced Osea. Is that correct?
Yes, Osea.
Okay. So Riziko, is that right?
She worships the deity Bokob. He's a deity of magic. Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, Bacab was, I think, the way it's supposed to be.
I think that's what we agreed to is macabre. So, like I said, different people have, some people say Drow, some people say Drow. So it's understandable if everybody has a slightly different pronunciation of certain words. It's acceptable because that's real world. Tomato, tomato. So I guess we're to you.
Me? Okay. I'm Risiko, a human thief. If you look at my profile picture down there, that's what my character looks like. About 5'11". Fairly average person.
And Wiggleoff.
Wiglaf is a stunningly handsome young man in his early 20s. His armor, perfectly balanced for the field and painted a fine coyote brown to match his earth-tone physical features, displays the symbol of Pelor high atop the breastplate, just below the gorget. His regal gold silk and ermine fur cloak all but conceals many intricately etched and painted designs on the suit of field plate.
Damn, dude.
His waist down.
Risiko finds it hilarious that you put that much into it.
His waist down surcoat, carefully designed to break his silhouette in strange ways, conceals several bulges about his waist. His spurred sabatons ping and ping as he walks. He keeps his hair trimmed just to the jawline, giving him an irresistible boyish charm which magnetically attracts people of all walks of life. To the young or the old, male or female, rich or poor, purebred or ethnic, religious or non-practicing, he simply looks like the kind of man that, given the right circumstances, anyone would be willing to die for.
Nice.
That was potent. That was like Macbeth, man. That was good. That was awesome.
Oh.
Potent.
Okay, so anyway, the five of you are standing around in the office, and maybe be hard to tell, late 20s, early 30s. She's got honeycomb hair. She's tall, about 5'9", attractive. She's got kind of an official-looking badge on her, and she's also wearing a symbol of Pelor. She comes down door, and I didn't make any kind of an illustration for the office, so everybody's gonna have to use their imagination. She opens the door. As she does so, she says, adventurers, good afternoon, I'm glad to, and as she says glad to see, she catches her foot on the edge of her desk, flat in front of you.
I try to stop her fall.
Our charming rogue reaches out and catches her, and she's like, thank you so much. I am so sorry. Does anybody have local history by any chance?
Yeah.
Proficiency? Are you native to Geoff, or not Geoff, I'm sorry, Greyhawk?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm from Free City.
I'll hear this, but since you've got that proficiency, you happen to know that the constable has quite the reputation of being a klutz. She is very well known to trip over her own 2 feet. Apparently she was in the Church of Pelor. She was known to break very valuable relics, and she also is said to experiment because her terrible lack of dexterity was really a liability to her adventuring party, so she ended up her way into law enforcement and retiring. She's a fairly powerful priestess, but stories who are local, especially if you've got the local proficiency, may have about her clumsiness. At any rate, she picks herself up, dusts herself off, smiles at Mexico, and say your character's name again, because I don't think I'm pronouncing it right.
Risiko?
I just cannot get that. I'm just having trouble getting the enunciation right on his name.
It's like
Risiko. Okay.
It's like Rizik, but it's Risiko. It's German for risk.
Risiko. Got it. So anyway, she smiles at you and says, "Thank you. I am so sorry about that." Straightens herself up and tries to regain her dignity, and she looks around. People is trying to talk at once. What happened?
So what? I hear there.
You're saying got cut off. I think the chat channel is cutting in and out. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
it's
Yeah, it's like
it's because the person doesn't have their settings set up properly. So if you down at the bottom, below everyone's name, you can see your own name and your own user profile picture, and then just to the right of that is a mute button, a deafen button, and then a user settings button. If you click on that user settings button, you can go into voice and video, and there will be a slider where you can adjust the sensitivity of Discord to pick up your mic. Your mic is actually really sensitive, and you can adjust Discord's ability to pick up sounds through your microphone.
okay.
And you'll see how it works if you talk into it and adjust the slider at the same time.
Do we do the input device or output?
Input device is your mic. Yeah.
Well, I use push to talk myself. I use a key.
Yeah.
Okay, you may be letting off of yours too soon if you're pressing the actual input key because we're only getting about half of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Are you getting this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ended with 5.
But when you were speaking a moment ago, I got half a sentence and it went silent. So, is mine okay? Are y'all having any trouble with me breaking up?
I was originally like you would start talking and then it would just sort of fade out, and I would only get like maybe the first 9/10 of what you were talking about. But since it seems like you have adjusted your bar a little bit, so now it's picking you up, Slappy.
Stuff we need to work out tonight, just because I think that's everybody's problem.
Right there, you broke up some on that.
Yeah, you're gonna need to adjust it a little bit more sensitive.
Let me jump that then.
Okay, how's mine sound, guys? Everybody can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How about me?
if you
Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Slappy, are you using a key to talk? Because maybe that's what you need to do, and just hold down the key.
It usually works better if you don't use a push-to-talk key, but that's, personal preference.
I don't know. I use Discord for MMORPGs and never had a problem with it. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
That way, when you fall asleep, we can hear you snoring.
Yeah. Generally, you don't do the activity without holding a button, because whenever you get mad, then other people hear you say things like "God damn you, fucking asshole."
We have a guy in another game. He always falls asleep. It's funny.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't look happy, just so you all know.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm definitely not very chipper at all.
Which character was the not happy? Is that the dwarf?
Abaddon, the human guy. Yeah.
Or are you the caster?
Yeah.
Yes, although I don't think you know that yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not happy.
Duly noted.
Did we lose Slappy?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe he's setting up his stuff.
Yeah. Where's everybody from? Oh, by the way, who's the girl?
Me.
Which one is that? Wiglaf?
No, Wiglaf is
No.
a man. Or Wiglaf.
Okay.
He's the guy with the super deep voice.
Right.
He sounds like this.
Oh yeah, he's the paladin. Never mind. All right. I don't think she's Riziko, so she must be Jormir.
Osea.
Osea.
No, I'm a dwarf.
A
So
friar
Jormir's the dwarf. So she must
Yes.
be Asia.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
For the record, Risiko, the character, was very amused with the paladin's overabundance of self-worth.
That's not his description of himself, but the overall impression that he makes because of his charisma score.
No, I'm just saying Risiko would probably sell all that stuff. He'd take the money. I'll text Slappy, see if he's still there.
Contrary, I probably come across very antisocial.
Oh, Abaddon?
Yeah.
Your charisma's pretty decent.
No, we cannot hear you.
Can
No,
you hear
he's-
us speaking?
My
He's not in.
charisma
He's not in
Right
Discord
now.
right now. There he is.
There we go.
My
Oh,
charisma's
oh.
8, so
Your microphone had the mute sign on it a while ago, but it doesn't now. If you put the click to talk, you have to hold that button down the whole time you're talking.
No.
Oh man.
do you have
Oh,
push to
well.
talk on? Do you push to talk?
You might need to load Discord with administrator rights. I have to do that whenever I play EverQuest and use Discord. Now, the little ring around your picture is not even lining up, so Discord does not think that you're trying to broadcast.
You play EverQuest still? Wow.
Yep, the game is ancient.
It's a cool game. That was an awesome game back in the day. It's hardcore too.
Yeah, I play on a time lock progression server.
Cool. There's people still playing that online?
Oh, yeah. You're not actually, he's gone. Well, while he's gone, yeah, what they have is they've got these servers called time lock progression servers, and they start at original with no expansions opened, and every so often opens the next expansion.
That's cool. That's cool.
Right now, in fact, at the end of January, Wednesday, in fact, Shadows of Lucklin opens up on their newest server.
Whoever that is, you have your proficiencies all jacked up. That 17 isn't supposed to go where it is.
All right. I'll mess with it later. In the first box, it says reading, writing. Then I have here. This is what I have typed. Ah, Jesus. All right, never mind. Yeah, it's weird. All right.
Yeah, you got to put the 17 in the second window, and the 11 in the second window, and then the -1 is supposed to go in the third window. So you put the name of the proficiency all the way on the left, and then the middle one is the target number or whatever your stat is, and then the third window on the one on the right is the adjustment to your stat. So
All right.
for
So,
horsemanship, it's wisdom +3 or whatever.
How's that look?
There you
That's
go.
for ancient history with
There you
it.
go.
I got you. Okay.
And if you want to be real high speed, you can do what I put in the Discord chat. You can do it like this. I don't know if you're looking at Discord chat, but here's a link to it. That picture right there. See how I put wavy bracket, wisdom +3. You can actually put your stats, not your number of your stats, but the name of your stat in there, and it'll draw straight from what your stats are at right now. Because your stats can change. Like if you're fighting, what are they called? Troglodytes. They have this musk smell that makes people nauseous, and it makes you throw up. And when you throw up, you lose like 6 points of strength or something like that. So your strength score can actually go down during a fight. Like if someone casts a feeble mind on you, you lose intelligence. Or someone casts Cat's Grace on you, your dex will go up. So,
Right.
Yeah, there's like a million ways to adjust your stats temporarily. And it's supposed to also adjust when you're doing your proficiencies. So if you're trying to do like an animal handling proficiency during combat or whatever, and your wisdom score is down by a couple points because someone cast feeble mind on you or something, then
Right.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'll start with this,
Yeah.
and then I'll get there.
This is how the code looks right here. It's just at, and then the little wavy bracket thing, and then the name of the stat, and a closed wavy bracket, and it'll pull straight from your wisdom score off your ability score table.
Gotcha.
It's pretty cool, this character sheet that the DM picked. It has a lot of automatic features. Like when you put your ability scores in, you hit enter, the whole table fills in for you.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
Saved me a lot of trouble, yeah?
Yeah, going through tables and stuff. You can also put in automatic THAC0 too, if you're single class.
I used to know this kid that played EverQuest. He used to like live in his basement, and he used to use like soda bottles to go to the bathroom and stuff. He was like he was into it. He was into it, man. He lived that game.
That's fucked up.
That's
He's
nasty.
probably still playing. You're probably
That's-
playing with him.
I was just gonna say. So when did
That's
you
part-
finally stop playing?
Yeah.
That wasn't me. It wasn't me. It's someone I knew.
Dude, I'm just
Someone I
joking,
knew
man.
that was into it.
That's
You left
That's
yourself
Cartman right
open
there.
for that one.
you play as Cartman.
God damn it!
Yeah.
But it's a cool game. I can see I can get into it. Some people take that game like really serious, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody play DDO?
D&D Online.
DDO.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't really play any MMOs. I tried World of Warcraft back in 2006 because I was dating a girl that played it, and she let me start a character on her account. I played for like 3 hours, and I was like, no, this game's not for me. It was a human. I made a human warrior, and like the first 6 hours of the game was going into a cave
Kind of basic.
that had
Year and a half or so?
kobolds.
Oh, you cut out. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shut up?
Yeah,
Yep.
you did.
Oh, my bad.
Thought you were done talking.
Oh. But the first like 6 hours of the game was just going into this cave with kobolds and just killing different kinds of kobolds and going back to town and getting more quests and going back into the cave. And I was like, no way. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, DDO's not like that. It's pretty good, man.
I got a message from Slappy. He said he's still working on it.
What's
Okay.
DDO?
D&D Online.
Dungeons and Dragons Online.
Yeah.
Oh. Isn't that similar to the MMORPGs though? Don't you gotta like
Yeah,
climb?
It is an MMORPG.
yeah, it is. It is a. But it's pretty good. It's based off a 3rd edition, but I like it.
I never played 3rd edition. I never played anything past 2nd edition, actually.
3rd's not. It's not bad. The only one I haven't played is 4th. But I grew up on Redbox Expert and 1E, so
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
First,
me.
second.
Basic, Expert, Companion, Master, Immortals.
yeah, that's what I learned on, and then we did some 1E as well.
Isn't
This is my second 2E game.
Is Beck Me the one where you just roll a d10 for initiative and every round only has 10 segments?
No, I think no. In basic is D6 for initiative.
Oh.
Now they
Never-
also have the newer, like the rules cyclopedia, which is I don't know exactly like a updated version of basic
Oh
and
my
expert.
god, I remember
so-
that book. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that might be what you're talking about.
I liked that book. That was a good book.
Is that the first book that had a d10 for initiative?
Out again.
Is that the first book that had d10 for initiative?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Calling Houston to ground control.
What? Hey, Slappy's back online.
Woo!
I guess we shouldn't have asked him to fix his mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to him usually only happens if you unplug your mic and then plug it back in.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Like I have to have mine plugged in when I boot up, or it just screws it all up for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a way to fix it in Discord, but most people don't know how. It's in the settings. People are kind of like, settings, what are those? And they don't really mess with it.
Yeah, I know where they are, and I can mess with them a little bit, but I'm not super computer savvy, so
Yeah.
I got my ritual. I just stick with it.
Slappy, you gotta go into your settings and make sure that your mic is hooked up to Discord.
You could try the Roll20.
Oh,
There you go.
hello.
Yeah, you're hooked up to Discord.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I set the sensitivity too high. I guess I need to go the other direction.
No,
Now we lost
high
Stray
high
Cat.
is the opposite of what you think.
Okay, see, that's what I did, and it was set so high that you guys, it wouldn't pick up at all. I thought I
Yeah.
was going.
So you understand how it works, right? You can see your voice bar going to the right, and more sensitive is you sliding it to the left.
Did we just lose?
Stray Cat.
Has he been talking the whole time? Because I was out of. My computer takes a month of Sundays to reboot when I have to shut it down like that, which is what took me so long to get back.
I don't know if he was talking.
I think he was. He was talking.
So you understand
Is
how it
off
works, right?
unrelated, or did he give up, or what?
I don't know.
Well,
he's
he
good.
he just rolled a little while ago, so
Mm.
A second, yep. Opening night.
he's offline though right now.
Okay.
He's
We'll
in the
catch up.
virtual tabletop. He's in the virtual tabletop, so
Oh, he just left.
Not anymore.
We have and so
You can use a Roll20 chat too, if that might help.
we'll see if Stray Cat gets back with us. Let's just go ahead and keep going so we can get at least get something in tonight.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, and then we can just catch Stray Cat up if he gets back on. I think maybe he disconnected off of the. There he is. He's back.
You can try out the Roll20 chat too if you want.
okay.
Hey.
So we were in the office with the cleric of Palor, and she's the klutz.
Okay, so anyway, picking back up. Sorry about all the technical difficulties first night and everything.
No problem.
We won't have any more issues tonight. We'll get as far as we can. He looks at all of you. I assume that you all have heard my plea for help and are here in regards to the job I am looking to hire for. Is that correct?
Correct.
Aye, that's correct.
Yes, of course, sister.
Do you? Excellent. You are probably aware my name is D. Ryder. I am the constable of the city of Greyhawk. Responsible for keeping law and order here, and I have a problem beyond my control that I need some assistance with, as I am kind of bound. All adventurers for hire.
What is the quest? Time is of the essence.
Nera Gazgul has had some, shall we say, very valuable items stolen from him. That these items have been removed from the city of Greyhawk. So we are looking over these items for weeks without much luck until we had a recent break in the case. Is everybody hearing me okay still?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yes.
Go on, sister. Go on.
Folded note, and I am going to try to, let's see here. Paper, and shared a handout. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
A sheet of paper for you guys to pass around. There's only one copy, but this is essentially what it says. Is anybody having trouble seeing that?
You can click on
Or
the
can't
image to
read it,
expand
or-
it.
I was just reading it real quick.
I need to read it out loud if anybody's having trouble. So I'll pass it around and read it.
I got it.
Okay.
Well, the items in question are 3 intelligent weapons. Each whose home was burgled several weeks ago. One known as Whelm, which is a magic hammer connected to the god Procon. I'm sorry, believed to be the god of mines and mining, often followed by the dwarves. Hammer.
Jormir perks up like, oh.
Trident, believed to be possessed by a former cleric of Procon, god of the ocean. Fraser. A magic sword we know little about. All 3 of these weapons are sentient and intelligent, and each has a personality. This note carefully that the weapons may be held, spoken of here, the White Plume Mountain in the Shieldlands. Any of my men follow up on this quest? Sorry, did somebody say something?
I hate to say it, Slappy, but I think we're missing parts of what you're saying.
Okay, let's not use this Discord thing because it's
Now we're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine.
Hey, you can use the Roll20 chat.
There was some points in there where there was silence. Were you talking the whole time?
yes. So yeah, like I said, I'm kind of new to Discord. So far, I'm not impressed with this thing.
Okay, see, right now you're totally clear. So whatever you're
Yeah,
doing
you're
right
fine.
now is working beautifully.
There's nothing.
anything. I am sitting here with my hands folded on the table. I haven't changed anything. Is the thing. I'm the same distance.
Yeah.
Speech, but if it keeps being a problem next week, we may end up not using this anymore because I'm not liking it. I don't know why we're having these problems.
Try
I
the
don't
Roll20
see any
chat.
problem.
Yeah, that
If
that
I'm
I had,
cutting in and out. Speech over.
We're not there.
These are a collection of magical sentient weapons that have become part of the Lord Mayor's collection, whose home was burgled several weeks ago. 3 weapons that came up missing were known as Whelm, a magic hammer believed to be connected to Blirid, the god of mines and metalworking, often favored by the dwarves. The god of the ocean, which is a magic trident. A magic sword that we know little about other than the fact that it has its own personality, and we don't know much about its former wielder. Part of the Lord Mayor's personal collection, home has been burgled. Unfortunately, myself and my men are unable to investigate. Study the note and believe the location, speaking of, is the White Plume Mountain located in the Shieldlands. Party of adventurers willing to go lands to explore and hopefully recover the artifacts should that be their location. You lady and gentlemen would be interested in doing.
How much?
Yes, of course.
I believe we can accommodate you.
I take the piece of paper. I'm like, thou. I don't know. Yeah, I accept it.
How much, man?
Understand you are adventurers and treasure is your motive. Here's what I can do for you. Booked passage on a ship known as the Sunset Empires. So we originally were going to secure a Rini barge, but we thought perhaps a ship might be a little bit more comfortable, and then heading up the river, near Div River. The near Div, sorry. Are just to the opposite side, and you will go to the edge of the Bandit Kingdom near the Great Fault. The trip would take approximately 3 days. Passage would be paid for along with your meals. We're not, unfortunately, going to be able to transport any mounts that you may already own. Should you be successful and be able to recover these weapons, we would pay the price of 1,000 gold pieces per person per weapon recovered.
Nice.
To get your reaction from that.
Those terms seem agreeable.
Ross, is there anybody who to this agreement?
The
Sounds
agreement
fun.
is fine, sister.
I am insulted from such a feeble quest. I'm kidding.
She nods, and she summons her clerk. Contract, of course. The terms are pretty simple, as I stated. To and from Plume Mountain, we'll provide you with a map. We'll give you 150 gold to cover your supplies, food, lodging, and any mounts that you need to purchase once you... And again, as I mentioned, 1,000 gold per person per weapon recovered when the items are returned safely to my office.
Agreed.
Looks to the clerk.
Sounds good.
And on getting your passage booked first thing tomorrow when the ship departs, if that is agreeable to each of you.
Sure.
As
Nod.
long as my bonded warhorse Goebbels can come along with me, of course.
Cool.
So that would be possible. I can make sure that your steed is stabled while you're in your absence.
Of course, I'll need to bring him with me.
Let me see what arrangements I can make with the captain.
Thank you, sister.
Gentlemen would like to go grab some refreshments. Give us a little while and return here and know each other for a few minutes while we write up this agreement, and then
Yes, of course. I was wondering before you begin that, what can you tell us about this note? I mean, where did this come from? Anything else you can give us?
we have my people have been looking into it. We've researched the references to the things that are referenced in the or in the letter we've received that I've just handed you. Describe things. The beast in the boiling bubble. It is said that deep within the White Plume Mountain there is said to be a great sea creature, kind of a dome. There's said to be some sort of a bridge crossing a great boiling river inside the volcano. That is our best guess.
That's what I was thinking when I was reading this, and I was kind of thinking to myself that I might need some sort of hazard pay to go along with that 1,000. Maybe something up front.
We will offer you. We are taking a great risk here, as you could easily disappear with the money.
Right. Yeah. Bubbling volcanoes with dragons.
Dragon.
Well, it says here that there's a rescue wave. You must do battle with the beast in the boiling bubble. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but that kind of sounds like a dragon in lava.
Wizard who looked over this and did the research believes it to be more some kind of a sea creature, I believe. Dragon was definitely not the term he used. And this is not, I forgot to mention this detail with all the technical difficulties. Though it does not appear on the actual handout, it is signed. I have ancient history as a proficiency.
I do. I was actually gonna mention, would I know anything about these other lands? Want me to roll?
Sure, go ahead and make a roll for me.
Yeah, I've been on
Here,
that
let's
roll.
see if this works.
So our first official dice roll.
All right. Oh, no dice.
A 16 is a fail.
We see. Hang on, I'm on.
No, he didn't roll 16. That's his target number. It's a D20 less than 16, and he rolled 18.
All right, there you go.
So he failed. 0 successes.
Rolling in Discord, or are you rolling on D20?
I don't think
D20.
you can roll in Discord. It's all on
Yeah,
Roll20.
I have some Oh wait, there it is. Okay, I was on the
Yeah,
wrong one.
Discord's just for talking.
Yeah.
Some
So you-
dice.
You can just minimize it,
Right.
and then we'll look at the.
20 minus greater than 16 ancient history. An 18 that's rolled. I'm a little confused. Usually we had it set for the 3-dimensional dice. I'm not really quite sure I follow.
So the target number is 16. He rolled 18, which is too high.
Okay, so that's what the symbol means because we always we use the 3-dimensional dice.
Zero successes is a fail.
Do you see my dice?
Yeah,
I just
you rolled
in the
18.
chat.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 3-dimensional die roll across the screen, but that's okay.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Okay, I must have missed it. Anyway, no problem. You're not really sure. Kind of tell none of you seem familiar. Bob doesn't come on. You guys look a little puzzled to mention the name. He's a wizard that existed over a millennial ago. He's said to have risen to power somewhere in the north, taxing his people. And demons began to appear, and the wizard demanded 1/3 of the newborns be turned over to him of the lands he ruled. There's arguments over exactly where in the north he ruled. Many believe it is the Bandit Kingdoms or the Shield Lands. That legend is not exactly specific to. Although, and a group of heroes chased him from his tower. He retreated into this volcano now known as the White Plume Mountain with a band of renegade evil gnomes. It was almost 1,300 years ago that this man existed. It's him who signed this letter, but that, and if you notice, there's like a K with like little snakes twisted around it. That's like his alleged seal. We have every reason to believe it's somebody that's just playing off of this legend, but somebody is obviously wanting these and wanting to lure people for whatever reason. So that is the risk that you are up against.
Very well. Oh, I mean, very well, sister. Yea, verily.
All right, then. Well, I'm going to the bar and getting shit-faced.
I join you.
As will I, my friend. I'm feeling parched, and perhaps there be a fair maiden there.
you guys head down the street to the local bar and walk in, and it says, greetings, travelers. Is there anybody that might be like local?
I'm local.
If you're from the area, she might recognize you. If not, she refers to as travelers. What can I get? What can I get each of you?
L.
Will be
1 gallon of ale, please, ma'am.
sure.
Do you use the regular player's handbook prices?
She's basically goes and gets some ale for you and just nods. Is everybody drinking today?
Indeed.
None on me.
It's pretty slow. It's midday.
In case I do not live to gift you once again. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, it's
D. Ryder,
Getting
she's the
broken up.
constable.
Yeah, wasn't she gonna pay for our food and drink and whatnot?
Yeah, that's what.
I suggested you guys go down to the local tavern while they write up the contract. She didn't say anything about she was going to buy you a round of drinks.
That's fine, but Rosico looks at the barmaid and says, "We're here on official business from D. Ryder, and she is taking the tab for all of this, so a round for all of my buddies here."
Looks around at all of you.
Oh, pardon me, my friend. Ma'am, I will just simply pay for my own. Thank you. Here are my silvers.
And that will be 2 each. She looks to the paladin and the cleric. Business from the lady constable?
That is true, but I remember no mention of her paying for my ale. I don't think it would be right.
Yes, why do you ask?
And a cleric. To Wiegloff in particular. I assume that the 5 of you are together. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
That is
Well-
somewhat correct, yes. I've just met these gentlemen, these people today. We're on a quest together.
She plunks down 5 glasses of ale. I see. So you're off on some great adventure, I take it?
Yes, ma'am, that's true.
I bet that will be an exciting tale. So you've not worked together before then?
If we live to tell this tale.
Never.
My friend, I'll live.
To be for this to be
Sorry.
your first adventure.
Certainly not.
Haha, far from it, ma'am.
I take a swig as well.
This is a mug for herself. Well, to good fortune to whatever quest you find yourselves going on.
Apparently, we're going to find some magical weapons that are being held by, he does air quotes, not a dragon, in some bubbling water.
Hopefully
Sounds
not a
fascinating.
dragon.
Hey, that's amazing. Well, you said you've never quested together, but have any of you any experience in dealing with a dragon?
Rosico looks at her and he goes, "Have you heard anything?"
Not I, ma'am. Have you?
What have you heard?
Don't know nothing about no dragons.
Whatever you've heard about me, it's
Nothing
not
at
true.
all.
We're gonna go fight you some dragons. Now I know that's a thing or two I know about.
Please spin us the tale, ma'am. I'd love to hear it.
This isn't the barmaid talking. This is an old man with a long gray beard. Different character
Sir.
now. Sits down. Well, to hear my tale, I think it's polite for you young folks to buy an old man a drink. Doesn't that sound fair?
Barmaid, what was your name again, barmaid?
I'll
Lassie.
share part of my gallon here. Bring up your cup. I'll pour him like half a cup.
My fellow friend over here needs a drink. Please come sit with us.
Okay, he sits down. Are you guys taking a table, or are you guys going to go at the actual bar itself?
I'm just at
Oh,
the
let's get a table.
I'm at the bar, seemingly bored, with my attention elsewhere. Now, Slappy, you know my backstory, so I'm always looking out for, you know what.
No. Yep.
I'm gonna pour the man half a pint just to get him started.
I would like to use my charm to try to persuade the barmaid to bring us the good stuff.
What do you say to her, and then make a charisma check?
I don't know what you're thinking, my friend.
Good dear, why don't you be off to get us the good stuff? He winks. It says, and bring that back, and I'll put in a good word for you with Dearden Fansion.
Pish posh. You mean this stuff gets even better? Where have you been hiding it, ma'am?
Surely the finest ale in Greyhawk City.
I know that I've done this before, but I swear to God, I don't remember where. How do I do this roll?
Left hand, you'll see like a bar of tools.
Hello?
Hello.
Second, oh, here. I was waiting on the die roll.
Can I see it?
Nah.
12, and what is your charisma?
Let me see here. My charisma is 16.
Rubs her chin. Considering maybe she's got something better, but she's kind of holding out. Maybe you're not sure.
Well,
man looks at her.
Bring in some pictures and some bread.
Goes to the back and brings out some more. So you young folks want to hear about fighting a dragon? What color dragon are you young folks looking to fight?
I don't know, sir.
We're not really looking to fight any dragon, but if you have any advice, it would be much appreciated.
Well,
Guys,
with the history
is
of dragons.
Is my voice changer working? Can you guys hear like a super deep voice compared to my normal voice?
No.
Damn it.
It sounded the same to me.
Okay. I thought it was working this whole time.
You mean like this?
First of all, you got your white dragons. Now them's way up where it's cold. Call them
Yeah,
snow.
they don't sound like this one.
but you know, they're still not, they're still nowhere near as bad. Poison all over you that will burn your skin. Things. And then there's your blue dragons. They shoot lightning bolts, like just like out of the sky. In the desert. You ever been to the desert, boy?
Which kind of it?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Ah, see, you're not ready for this kind of work.
Well, I'm a jump.
Have you ever heard of one that's down away from the sun, burrowing where the forgetting life and forgetting light, and the boiling bubble happens?
Yes.
That
what
didn't
he
make a bit
said.
of sense to me.
That's okay, because Rosico's getting more and more drunk as he goes here, I'm assuming.
What kind of dragon you're talking about, boy? Where were we? What? Them shooting their lightning bolts and popping out of the sand and eating caravans. Big one. He ate him a whole camel, I tell you. Green dragons. Them's bad too. You find them in the forests. Forest before, like deep in the woods.
Yes, I have.
I don't think that this one's going to be in the woods. Rosico, oh, do we have that handout? Did she let us keep that?
It's in Discord.
No, I mean in character. Did she let us keep that note?
Get with you to look over.
All right, I pull out the note if I have it available to me, and I hand it to the old man and say, "Here, what about this kind of dragon?" I'm tapping on the page.
Looks at it. He stares at it for a second. Yes. Yeah, that sounds like the worst kind of them dragon varmints. With you, a red dragon. Mountains, you see. They're big and they breathe fire. Very vicious. Fought a few of them in my time. Story?
Rosico looks rather bothered at that statement as he spits out, and then he stands there with, "No, I need more."
Boy, you can't handle you a red dragon? I thought you was dragon hunters.
Well, we may be now.
At least there's no black dragons. I mean, that's a good thing. I don't like black dragons.
So,
Black dragon, they vomit this acid all over you, melts right through that tin can you're wearing. He walks over to one of you with plate mail on it.
I point at the paladin. Run do I need for me to get away while he's chomping on the plate ware over there?
The secret about getting away from dragons. Actually gotta be faster than the dragon. Faster than the slowest person. He kind of settles his eyes on the dwarf in the heavy armor. Dwarf, you may have you a problem. The tin can you're wearing ain't gonna protect you from no fire. It is that's gonna get real hot. It's gonna blister your skin, and you're gonna want to run. Be able to, because a dragon's gonna be faster than you are.
But maybe he'll chip one of the dragon's teeth with that armor.
Doing with a dragon. Get out of there, and you live to be an old man like me telling stories about surviving dragon raids. Dragons also come in gold, but I ain't never seen one. Waiting.
All right, how's my voice sound now? Is it deep?
Off of the dragon and make money from that?
Sorry, you broke up. What? Say that again?
I'm like, gold. You mean we could, like, chip its scales off and make money from that?
Well, I don't know about that. Never seen one of these gold dragons. And he makes air quotes. By the way, your bread and drinks are set on the table. The barmaid is kind of leaning on her hands, really getting into all this.
Cassie, have you seen a dragon or...
Think we're losing you again. It's going silent. Like I'm getting like a lot of distortion, and then I'm not hearing you.
I was just.
I'm sorry.
That's all.
I heard that.
Mic check.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep,
Yep.
I can hear you.
Okay. So
Can you hear my voice changer right now? Like, is it a super deep voice?
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's deeper.
All right.
We got an ogre in the party now.
Yeah, I hear that. It's weird. It keeps going out for me though when you're
All right,
talking.
how about this? Is that more natural?
Yeah, no, that's the first time it's worked tonight. Looking around, waiting for you guys to give him some reaction about gold dragons and stuff.
I asked Casey what that was her name, right?
Him, we're talking to a him.
No, the barmaid.
Oh,
The dragon, or is it just this old? I'm sorry. What's your name, man?
Cassie.
Oh, Herman. Oh, Herman. Is it just Herman that's singing these dragons, or have you seen dragons as well? Is this like a dragon village?
Sir, I mean, the free city of Greyhawk has been attacked by dragons before, but it's been a very long time. That happens regularly or anything, you know?
Sicko slaps his knees like, I'm just joking with you.
And then she laughs. Okay. Oh, you had me going there for a second. I thought you were being serious. I've been down to, I've been all over this continent. And they say down in Keeland and places like that, you know, there are dragons there. But you go out to the Sea of Dust to see you some blue dragons. Blue dragons.
Is that Sea of Dust north in the Empire of Ios?
Keep in mind, there's no Empire of Ios. It's.
Oh yeah, in the Bandit Lands.
you
By
guys
Felview
remember.
Forest.
So I'm gonna assume you said Shieldland.
Shieldland.
Yeah. There's some dragons out that way.
Oh, the southwestern Sea of Dust. Okay.
Now, out of character, what's her name? Derida Fanchon. She's getting us passage wherever we're going. We're not figuring out how to get there, right?
Correct. She said it was up the river by.
I think we have directions on how to get there, so that's not something you guys have to figure out.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
A little halfling wanders in. He points. Oh, there you are. said that she's got the contract drawn up. She's ready for you to return to her office whenever you are finished with your drinks.
How much would it?
Very well. I'll finish my picture and let's be off. Herbert, have the remainder of my picture.
Oh, why, thank you, lads. Now, you guys want to learn, come back and I'll teach you. I will learn you all about dragons if that's what you're about to do.
I'll hold you to that. And I put my index finger in the center of his chest, and then I pat his left shoulder and smile and give him like a body shake, and then wave goodbye to him and head out.
Slaps you on the back and says, "Safe now, you hear?"
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to assume you guys all follow back to the constable's office.
Yes.
And you're back. And I apologize. I did earlier. We'll need to get each of you to sign this, but basically, as we stated, you're going to be paid 150 gold up front. The passage of the boat will be, we'll send you a letter, and we'll take care of your food and sleeping arrangements on the ship. If our friend the Paladin said that he needs to bring his horse with him, we will of.
Yes, my warhorse Goebbels. It is of the utmost importance. He is bonded to me.
Can I pet
So we'll
Goebbels?
take care of that. We'll get all of that taken care of. You'll get 150 gold, and then, as mentioned, for each you recover and can bring back to my office, you will be paid the reward of 1,000 gold per person per weapon, for a possibility of 3,000 gold for each of you, if it's agreeable.
I
Indeed
concur.
it is. I'll sign.
Those terms seem agreeable to me.
Agreed.
Handed a quill and a pen. The little halfling is holding it. He kind of glances at her, worried that she's going to bump into it and spill the ink. As it was mentioned, she was a bit of a klutz. Very well. Each of you are handed a pouch filled with some gold coins. You get 150 gold to add to your sheet. Text is written in common.
That's 150 each.
That should be added to your character sheets. And then if you guys need to go shopping for any additional equipment that you might need, we'll handle it next.
Wiglaf is sure to read the fine print, just to make sure that
It's really a pretty straightforward document. Now, you know, especially the clerics and paladin of the group, very very honest and very, very well respected town. Cleric of St. Cuthbert. Not St. Cuthbert. She's got a very high reputation. There is no hidden small print or anything. It's pretty much spells out what she's asking of you. There's no wood, so to speak, or anything like that. It's all pretty straightforward. Everybody to kind of move their minis out of the center of the map. I will kind of trace out where you guys are going. That was nice. They said that everybody's scattered. Put that red. Hang on, let me. Right there, I just made a red.
can we have
And that's where you guys are.
Can we have a bathroom break while you're tracing this out?
Yeah, I'll be right back too.
Go ahead and draw it while you guys are in the potty. No, I don't want. Hang on.
Number 2 Daddy. What?
All right, I'm back. It's Wiglove.
Yeah, me too. Is there anything I could do, guys? Maybe to make it a little easier to hear everybody? Because Slappy keeps going out.
Am I?
It's like back,
I'm.
every,
What do I need to do to fix that? Do I need to bring the bar? Make the. Hang on. Let me go back to my voice.
Yeah, to make it more sensitive, you push the bar to the left so that it's underneath where your
The
voice bar
orange
goes
side.
to.
Better, because I thought we had this resolved.
It's
unless
fine
it's
to
something
me.
from my end.
I don't know what. Yeah, you're fine to me.
yeah, I don't know why. Slappy, you're the only one that goes in and out for me. But then again, you're the one who's talking most, so I don't know.
Out for anybody else?
Nope.
Still pausing to kind of gather my thoughts. So sometimes I'm. It's not that the mic is cutting out. It's just I'm pausing a second to think. So
So that's what I didn't know is if you were pausing or if it was going in and out.
Yeah.
I adjust the sensitivity more, but sometimes I pause a little bit while I'm talking. So anyway, if everybody looks, you see I drew a red line. Let me ping again so you guys can kind of see.
Yeah, I see that.
Are you aware of
So
the
basically-
shift ping? You can center everyone's camera where you ping. If you hold shift and then ping. It's for the GM only.
I robot. By Yo-Yo.
Anyway, and that's where you're going to kind of end up. The Near Dive River, or well, you're going to cross the lake, and then from there, the where I'm pinging right now, the Bandit Lands, that rift, White Plume Mountain is. So it's about 3 days by sea, and probably 3 or 4 days on to the. He hands you guys all the gold. Are there any further questions? We will, and I will see you to the ship then. Head and purchase any equipment that you need to before you leave. I would recommend things like once you get to the other side of the Near Div lake, you can, of course, purchase more equipment. So you might want to until you get to the other side. But if there's anything you need in advance, you've got time to do so.
Well, how many day trek are we talking?
It'll be 3 or 4 days across the lake and probably 4 or 5 to get to the actual mountain without any serious delays.
Is there going to be a place where we'd be able to reprovision ourselves, or?
So there are towns along the way in the Shieldlands and Bandit Kingdoms and merchants and things like that. And they'll have food on the ship. I can't speak to the quality of it, but if there's anything you want to get before you Shieldlands, and then of course the land voyage, you may need to resupply again depending on what you want. But questions, I will let you do whatever you need to. We can meet in the office back here in the morning, and I will escort you to the ship, and we will make sure all final arrangements are made on the ship. Voyage off for the voyage that tomorrow morning.
So I'm just gonna buy a chest for my armor and a few buoys to make it float in the event of a shipwreck, and I'll buy a suit of leather armor for when we're sailing.
I don't know if we've really got prices on buoys, but everything is pretty much standard price. I'll just trust everybody to deduct gold. Trying to think what a buoy would cost. Much? What would you actually make a buoy?
Usually they're made of like, just probably back then they were probably just a block of wood. Honestly.
That's what I'm thinking to scrap wood. I'm thinking you could probably easily get one for a silver, if that.
Yeah, I want to test it to make sure that it floats with weight approximate to my armor inside the chest and everything before we go. I'll probably spend the rest of the day doing that.
To do or anything anybody wants to buy that they currently don't have.
I'm good.
I'll just buy some food for a few days.
So rations.
Yeah.
Okay. Generally, I think they're sold. I can't remember off the top of my head if they're sold in weeks of 2 weeks or a week. Let me
1
see
week.
here.
I'll buy me a jug of whiskey as well.
Rations are 10 gold. Typically, whiskey's probably about the same price. 2 silvers a gallon.
Okie doke. I'll buy 20 of those. No, just kidding.
Okay, anybody else wish to buy anything? And like I said, I'm going to let you guys just mark off your own gold and add stuff to your inventories.
Rations was 10 gold.
1 week, 7 days. So you don't really buy into it. You buy by the day. It's just understood a day is just 3 meals. So we'll just
So a
record
week's
that.
worth.
Yeah, a week's worth would basically be 7 days worth.
I'll buy 3 standard rations.
I buy a week's worth of dry rations, the ones that never rot. They're like 10 GP for 7 of them.
Also called hardtack. It's kind of like a flavorless saltine cracker.
Yeah, and they usually come with
Salty taste, but
pocket soup too.
Cup of noodles.
No,
then,
it's
yeah,
like
there we go.
leather that is made from like beef suit drippings. You just add water and boil it.
Yeah, I was joking, bro.
We can always eat gibbles if it comes down to it.
I'm looking at my character sheet here. and
But did you just say we can eat his horse?
hang on.
Yeah, if it comes down to it. That's why you brought it, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at my character sheet, and I'm trying to find where's just the general items. Is there a box for that one?
Gear?
There should be.
Oh, you mean on the character sheet? Yeah, it's down near the bottom where it says gear.
Is it other items of value? Is that where you're putting these kinds of things?
No.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can add slots for gear.
Yeah.
And
Okay, but you're putting rations as a gear slot. Is what I'm asking.
Usually, because you can track weight that way. And where it's at.
You're actually putting rations as a gear.
That's how I do it.
Yeah,
There
it's
you go.
just
Moko.
it's in my backpack, you know,
Yeah.
with the rest of my gear.
Yeah,
Okay,
mine's,
so
mine
that's
says,
what I'll do.
mine
Yeah, I
says
bought
ration
5.
X
I bought 7 common meals.
14 pounds in my backpack.
Explain with a meal is not preserved, so it's only going to keep. So a meal is really what you buy when you go to a tavern. I mean,
Yeah, that's if you're spending downtime in a city. That
It's
whole
not
section.
really
Yeah, we're buying rations for
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah,
you
that,
don't. Yeah, so you wouldn't pay for 7 meals now. That would be something you'd get at a tavern.
yeah, and that's for downtime only. That's like when your warrior is waiting for the wizard to like research his spell for 3 months, and you gotta buy meals and have a place to live for 3 months. That's the prices that you use.
All right, so somebody who just want to tell me what 7 days of rations would cost and how much that weighs?
10 gold pieces, and there's questions. We're not going to really count that as weight. I mean, they do take up space, but there's not really a weight value to them. So
15 gold pieces, you said?
10.
It's 10
Oh,
for a
10?
week, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, thanks.
7 days, yeah. And again, there's no weight, so you don't have to add it to your gear. So it's in your backpack, but you know, much to your physical weight because they're not that heavy.
Speaking of which, we never did get me a backpack. How much should I take off for that?
Gold,
Backpack is 2 gold pieces.
2 gold.
Yeah. And they
Now,
weigh
2 pounds.
Yeah.
Packs. Okay. They've got GI Joe. Okay, just kidding. Square
Oh, and a
pants.
Bumblebee.
See, the thing I'm trying to figure out here, Slappy, is I know when we sat down and did mine, we did things like, thieving, tools and so forth, and I don't see that anywhere here. I don't know what happened to it.
A third tab. Hang on, I gotta open it. I don't have your character sheet open in front of me. Hang on.
If you
My
hold-
third tab has attributes and abilities.
Okay, hang on. Give me
Yeah,
a second,
go to the middle one. Go to character sheet,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Are you getting grain, horse meal, or anything?
at the
And
bottom, it's like your
on your-
backstab multiplier and your thief abilities are like way down the page.
Yeah.
It says rogue skills. You need to unclick it if it's clicked because you can hide those if you click it.
You might, yeah, on my side it's not hidden. I'm looking at your sheet. It's all there.
Yeah, I see the skills. I'm looking for things like, thieves kit and stuff like that. I don't see anything like that as an inventory item.
It's way down below that.
Way down, it's called gear. It's past your languages. It's past your non-weapon
It's almost at the
proficiencies.
bottom. Yeah.
Your first, like your magic item is your first thing, and your armor, your short sword. I don't want to read to everybody what you got, but
I understand. I see that, but I don't. Maybe we didn't buy it. I need a thieves kit.
I don't. I thought we added that.
So did I. That's why I'm saying I couldn't find it. It's confusing the hell out of me. Yeah,
you do have a back.
I just added the backpack on there. Put the
30
weight.
gold for the outfit.
Thank you.
Here's tools.
Added them. It must have been an oversight. You were supposed to have one. It must not have gotten recorded.
Yeah, because I remember that since it was 30. Remember we were having a problem with the fact originally we thought I only had 30 gold.
Forgot to multiply by 10, and I was having to do it by 2. So yeah, that's what happened.
All right, I'm good then.
Yeah, we met. I helped you online do yours. So
I need one more thing. I need rope.
hemp and there's silk.
Hemp is 1 gold piece. Silk is 10 gold
Oh,
pieces.
yeah.
And the trade-off is the
The weight.
hemp is more for climbing and stuff. Silk is more like things, like.
I'll take a hemp rope.
And you can
1
smoke
gold
it,
piece,
too.
20 pounds.
It's
Silk
cheaper,
ropes
but
are
it's
cheap.
heavier. So
How many gold did you say? I'm sorry.
1.
All right, I'm good then.
hemp and there's silk.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good then.
It cheaper, but it's heavier. So.
Silk ropes are cheaper.
How many gold did you say? I'm sorry.
1.
All right, thief is done.
So you're okay. So is that everything?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Unless there's someplace we can buy some scrolls or something. Yeah.
The magic item
But
shop.
there's
Apothecary, something of that nature.
By parchment.
yes. So what, like writing scrolls or magic scrolls?
Magic scrolls.
They're fairly expensive, but you could probably buy them. You'd have to go to an apothecary. What are you looking for specifically?
I was just asking in general.
Um,
I mean, I only have like 200 gold on me. That probably wouldn't cover it, would it?
Mhm.
Well, here's the thing with scrolls is they require magic ink. And let me mention scrolls real quick how they work, just so everybody's aware. And this applies to both cleric and wizard scrolls. Excuse me. Basically, there's two options you have on a scroll. You can either cast it, and if you read it off to like spell off right then and there, it disappears from your parchment scroll. It can be copied into a spell book, provided it's a spell you can legally have. Like if you can't copy a spell that's illegal to your, you have to first of all you have to make a check to see if you can. So and it's a legal level and everything. You can copy it in your spell book and it disappears from the parchment.
Right.
Scroll, it's possible, like if it's a higher level spell that you can't only cast, if you're a person that can use scrolls, you can try to cast it. Your spell book and memorize it if it's something that you couldn't legally learn in your spell book.
Okay, how about clerical scrolls?
Basically, since you don't have a physical spell book, we would read them off when you want to use them. So, like if you want to have extra cure light wound spells or a spell that is a higher level from that, you can magical ink. They can't be written with like a normal pen or whatever because all components and everything in the ink. Rarity of it, it's fairly costly. But same thing with holy water. Holy water, you usually have to go to a temple, and it requires a donation and everything to get. So it's not something you can like stock up on and have just tons and tons and tons of it.
Right.
You
So
can't create holy water?
if you're high enough level,
You're high enough.
so as
Man.
there's got to be like the Church of Palor here in town, and
Absolutely.
around.
Only about Peori and Alana, since they are they're nature gods. Maybe your main Greyhawk deities are going to be found. Definitely all the commonly worshipped ones. Really obscure ones, probably not. And like I said, maybe evil like Ayus and Temple. They probably exist, but not out in the open.
Gotcha.
So, we're getting close to the hour, so we'll try to grab. Is it Moko? Somebody has to go at a certain time. Is that you?
Yeah, I got another hour if we can still go.
Okay, we can still go for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
But 9 o'clock my time. Another hour. I gotta go.
it's at 10 o'clock Central, basically.
Correct.
Cool deal. Yeah, I want to be mindful of that because I know you said that you had a night shift job that you had to get to, and I didn't know how much cushion we had there. So that's no problem. We will definitely be mindful of that. And that way we can go a little longer because we had a lot of difficulties with getting stuff going, and I had to reboot and all. Okay, so we'll go ahead. If there's nothing anybody wants to do in particular, we had their arrangements to stay. You're either local or you've been staying in an inn or whatever because, she didn't really offer to put anybody up overnight because, it was just assumed you were local people. I guess if there's no objections or anything further, we can just cut to the next day where you're back at D. Ryder's office.
All right.
Are we good with that?
Yep, I
Yeah,
like
I'm good
that
with
idea.
that.
Yeah.
The next day, you greet her. All 5 of you arrive. She meets you at the office. She escorts you to the docks. Ship called the Sunset Empires that is waiting for you. Oh, and I get to change slides now. Floor plan of it. Can everybody see that now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
You have to kind of pan around to look at it, but this is basically the Sunset Empires. Of course, I don't have my book turned to the correct page that I meant to have it turned to. You're greeted by 2 men. One of them is crap. Hang on, sorry. I'm trying to spread this adventure out so I can read it, and I'm putting it on my keyboard, which is smashing a bunch of keys. Crap piled all over my desk, and I have very little real estate to work with here. Anyway, here's with you. She manages not to fall on her face as you guys go down the street to the docks. An older gentleman. He's got no mustache, but a jawline beard. He's wearing leather armor. He's gray-haired, slightly stooped. A younger half-elf. Monteri, sorry. The travelers. You've got your horse, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Your war horse, okay. So I'm assuming you're walking it. Everybody else is just on foot, and you're walking your horse.
Sure. Yeah, I can do it that way.
Okay, just trying to get a feel for. So you guys are all walking along, and adventurers. This is the. Well, these are the crew. I'll let them introduce themselves, but this is Captain Stewart and his first mate, Mr. Monteri. She gestures to half-elves. They're in charge of the Sunset Empires. This will be your home for the next several days as you head to the Shieldlands. Near Dive River, or the Near Dive Lake, and I'm skipping ahead. You have a map and detailed instructions of how to get to the mountain, so I'm skipping over that just so we're clear that you guys do know where you're going.
Okay.
Captain Stewart walks up. Aye, pleasure to meet you, lads and lass. As he reaches out, each of you presumably introduce yourselves.
Well met. I'm Wiglaf Huvanen, Paladin of Pelor.
Ah, I suppose you're the leader of this band.
Prosecco
No,
stops.
that would require an agreement. We've met no agreement of any kind other than being paid for this mission and things of that nature.
You were the first to speak. I'd just like to know in case I need to, with a person to represent yourselves. I just presume that would be you, but coming to an agreement, I suppose I can just talk to the lot of you when necessary.
I thank you, sir.
And the first mate here, Mr. Monteri, there are no cabins for you or the rest of the crew. You've got to basically just find a place above deck or below when it's time to sleep. The cook will take good care of you when it's time to have your victuals. Your fine stallion of a steed here aboard in the cargo hold to make sure he's safe and comfortable. So I guess you can just go ahead and make yourself comfortable on board while we prepare to set sail.
Very well. Where shall I hold my horse Goebbels, the giant steed?
We basically have kind of a little crane thing operated by a gnome. There's like a little platform he gets on, and they basically kind of lower him down into the cargo hold below deck.
Careful now, young sir. This is my bonded steed, Goebbels. He means my life. And I
I
to
promise
his.
your horse is going to be quite safe with me.
So is he like the size of a pony?
Say what?
That's the dwarf's mount, right?
No,
The dwarf
that's
is not.
Weeglass.
Paladin.
Paladin. The paladin is human.
Oh, my bad.
He's literally a giant horse.
Clara.
I thought we were putting a pony on the thing. Never mind.
This
No.
is the paladin's war horse.
He's
I was like, I'll just carry it over there.
imagine a double-sized Clydesdale. That's how big this horse is.
And next week,
So
I
you
will
Not bad.
token for the horse. That was something I didn't think about when I was planning stuff. So I'll make sure that we get a token for him for next week, so we don't forget that he exists.
Okay.
Speaking of which, do I have to do something to get my token to show up on the screen right now?
You click and drag
Click
your
and
name
drag.
onto the game board. The name of your character. In the journal tab, if you open up the journal tab and find your character,
Who else isn't on there? I see 3 of us. Who are we missing?
you just hover over the name and then you click and drag onto the board, and it will place your token wherever you drop it. There you go.
I keep doing that, but then as soon as I let go, it's like it just disappears. There's nothing there.
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. That's fine. If you have trouble, happy to do it for you. So you guys are both.
So,
That's
Yeah.
probably because you were dragging the picture onto the board or something. You literally have to drag the text of your name, the letters.
so I'm over here at this cage, and I'm like, what do we got in this?
Is that a panther or a displacer beast?
Yeah, what am I looking at in this cage?
Okay. So I was going to kind of talk through, since everything is numbered on the deck, let me give you kind of a quick
Are you careful?
all you see. Starting with number 1, this is the foredeck. The forecastle of the ship is a little more than a foot-high rise at the bow, part immediately beneath the deck. This has a pair of cast iron anchors, one on each side.
Mommy, look, God.
Let me scroll down so you guys can kind of. So here is. That is the capstan. That's basically what pulls the anchor up. Foremast. That's There are 2 masts on this particular ship. Sails as opposed to square sails. On that mast, there's a pair of manacles mounted to the actual mast in case they have to discipline a crew member or they take a prisoner. The cage that you see, item number 4, a black female leopard. You have no idea where it's there unless you ask a crew member. Lifeboat, should you have to abandon ship or while you're in water, if somebody has, they have to, a small group has to go to an island or whatever. Fore hatch, that's one of the 2 entrances to get below deck. I'm doing okay. Am I cutting out for anybody?
No, you're fine.
7 is a
me, but I'm getting used to it.
7 is a firebox. Where Old Singe, the cook, will make his meals. Nest. Crow's nest, where somebody can climb up and use a telescope to kind of get a things. 9 is the bilge pumps. I'm sure everybody's aware, but completely watertight. So periodically, somebody has to work those pumps to get the water that seeps in through the floorboards to get the water out of the ship. 10 is a water cask.
I'll work the pumps.
Fresh water. Attached, that's the other entrance to down below. The compass stand is kept so that you can kind of That's kind of for navigation and timekeeping. Tiller, that's basically how you steer the ship. Basically a little room. That's the captain's private quarters. 15 across from that is the first mate's quarters. These are the only two apps. For that is ending up in irons if you are caught going through the captain or first mate's quarters. So those rooms are off limits. Quarter deck, that's kind of the raised rear of the ship. 17 is basically the ship's hold. That's the under area. Again, there's some hammocks and stuff down there, but there's not actually any room. So you guys just kind of have to fend for yourself as far as where you're going to sleep, either above deck or below deck. Basically, the layout of the ship. I need to let my dog out real quick. You guys want to take a quick 5-minute break and reconvene here in a few minutes?
Sure. I'm gonna get some dinner.
Okay.
Probably start playing out the actual events of the voyage and everything. So give me just a couple minutes. Let me let the dog out because he's been pretty good, but he's in the type chat so we know.
Great.
Hello. Hello.
What did you do with those? Should have had you eat raspberry.
Ugh. What the hell is that?
You're gonna eat it, right?
Is it strawberry? No, I don't want. What is it?
You don't want that one?
What is it?
Where's the hole?
What way do you have? Wow.
Hey, Wigglyf, are you there?
Never responded to my email. Further stuff that we're going to do.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah, we're not going back out. Okay.
Did you say there was like a prisoner quarters somewhere on the ship?
A prison. Okay, let me clarify. There is a quarters room on the ship, and that's what those two and well, let me see what the numbers are. In area 15, these are physical rooms. One is for the captain. To the foremast.
The mate quarters.
Change
right?
somebody's hands to the mast if they're taken prisoner, but there is no like actual like jail cell or anything.
All right. Who's the captain now?
His name is he was introduced to you as Captain Stewart.
Okay.
Here, I'll put those in the I'm gonna write those names in the Discord chat because it's a little bit less cluttery. Names you guys need to know at this point are Captain Stewart, Sunset Empires. Is everybody back, by the way? Is there anybody?
Yeah, I'm here.
Here.
What about Risico?
I'm here. I said in the chat thing I was back.
Stray Cat?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Is
Hey,
the
real quick, do you want us, if we're going to send something to the GM, you want us to do that through Discord and private message or in Roll20?
for me because we don't have to use the whisper command. If you would just send, if you would click on my name and PM me directly on Discord, that would probably work a little better. That's where I'm typing these names, so you guys kind of know.
You do whisper GM on here too.
Yeah, but see, you got to type stuff. Whereas if we do it, if you PM me, then we don't have to type all those little like commands like /whisper or whatever it is. Preferred as long as we're using it. Give me a minute. Got your note. I'll get back to you. I'm not in a position to deal with that right at this particular moment.
Oh, you're referring to me?
Type all these names while I'm talking. So if you guys forget a name, they're all in the main channel. Make some notes and reference who these people are. Basically says, as you guys are boarding the ship, you guys aren't actually on there. You guys are just now getting on, giving you an overview out of character just to kind of speed things along. Good luck, all. She looks to see if you have any final words or anything before you board the ship.
Nope.
Okay, well then she turns and leaves if you guys have nothing to say to her. She wishes you well, and at this point, kind of begins showing you around the ship with all the things we just went over out of character. You can go ahead and settle in. This is the first mate talking. We will be on our way shortly. You just make yourselves comfortable now, lads. Something about the ship. Free to go kind of wherever you want as long as you're not in the cruise way.
Risico goes over to the cage, kind of gets close enough to it to tap it. He's like, so what do we got here?
The cat hisses and like extends its claws and swipes at you and hisses. It is not friendly at all.
I step back.
It just kind of watches you. It is not happy with the fact that you messed with it. Right, men. The captain claps his hands and brings everybody together on the deck. You guys are all still up there at this point. Introduce me crew to you, and you can introduce yourselves so we all know who each other are. We're going to be spending a couple days together. Captain Stewart, me first mate. He gestures to a fat, bald man who looks kind of Asianish. He's the finest cook there is. He'll be making your victuals for you. Gar, Gar is wearing a striped knit cap. He gestures to the next fellow. This here be Bill. He has a sword scar across his cheek. Built man, he gestures to. This here be Curtis. This here be Dirk. Dirk has a really bad acne on his face. Next man. This is Gondol. I'm drawing a blank. The name of the hang on. Yeah, misplaced my notes here. Sorry. Got a symbol of Procon around his neck. That's the sea god. Is Gondol. He gestures to as a bald man with around the top of his head. He looks very badly sunburned. He nods politely to you. Jake, he's got a big bat. It looks like a shark bite scar maybe on his arm. Be Jeb. Jeb's got numerous tattoos. Johnny smiles. He's missing most of his teeth. He's only got like maybe 2 or 3 total. He waves his hand. As he waves his hand, he knows he's only got 2 fingers on his hand. And he waves with his left hand. He appears to be left-handed.
He's really lucky.
Yeah. Irony. Luke nods to you. You notice he's missing part of his right ear. Then we have Marson. Earrings in his left ear. Pint-sized for obvious reasons, and the whole crew bursts into laughter. Remember, because he's a halfling. Got our musician and lead singer of the crew, Mr. Shanty. Shanty's plays a little happy melody. He's got a little squeeze box, which is a type of accordion. Member of the crew, Mr. Slim. He bows. Snake. Snake is just kind of a shifty-looking guy, and he's got a tattoo on his wrist. Little Thor. Little Thor is a short human with blonde hair that's just really just matted and very unkempt, sort of. All right, now if y'all will be introducing yourselves to us, we'll be ready to get underway.
All right, sir. I'm Wiglaf Huvanen, Paladin of Pelor.
I'm Matt. Well met. Gratitude for us using your vessel.
Ah, indeed. My pleasure to be serving you.
Rasiko says hello and uses some thieves' cant in it and notes if anybody makes any kind of movement.
Couple of them do. Little Thor, Snake kind of gives you a nod. Lucky, couple of them just, they kind of pick up on what you did there. The rest of them just kind of like, what? And by the way, these guys the 2 main languages are Common, which is kind of a mishmash, and Flan. Flan is, really the native, is kind of the real native. These guys are all mostly speaking Common. When you were in Dee's office earlier, she was speaking Flanish, and everybody, regardless of your race, knows those 2 languages. Speaking Common as opposed to Flan. Which suggests that maybe there are a couple people that aren't fluent in it. With intros.
I'm a cleric of the club.
Jormir Stormbraid, Cleric of Palor, at your service.
The gods will be watching this vessel on this day. Pipes up and says, "Aye, variety of gods watching us, but most importantly, Procon. Scriptures that Procon will bless those who pay tribute to him." Everybody kind of gives him a little bit of an annoyed look. You get the idea he's kind of a little on the religious side. He rubs his holy symbol. Everybody get to introduce themselves.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. He turns to you. "Well, my guests, make yourself comfy. We'll prepare to set sail. There's men." And they begin going to the capstans and cranking the anchors out, and the ship. They untie the ropes and the sails, and they pull away from the dock. Wind catches the sails, and the ship makes it out. Now, you guys keep in mind, we're not like in open sea. You're going to be going down the river and then across the lake. So, guys get into the actual river channel. Captain Stewart raises a silver flask. "There's to good winds and a strong current." And that's kind of the official sailing. So you guys are kind of free to wander about the deck and encounter things as you like. Morning, so you've got several days to kind of be on the boat.
So looks for Lucky.
He's busy coiling the rope on the upper deck.
I go help him with the rope.
He kind of glances at you.
So, tell me, my friend, I noticed that you happened to understand what I was saying earlier.
Let's not advertise it, shall we? And he's speaking to you in Flan.
Yes. Later on, down below, we should talk.
He nods. "I'll meet you down below once we get to open waters." You notice Snake kind of he's looking across the deck. You're trying to be subtle, talking to Lucky, and Snake kind of seems to take a little interest. I mean, you whispered that, so it wasn't obviously for everybody to hear, but he just kind of made note of that.
I'm sorry, was Snake one of the ones that kind of motioned whenever I talked to Thieves' Camp?
An understanding nod when you threw in the Thieves' Camp.
Okay, Snake and Lucky, okay.
Okay, anybody else doing anything in particular?
Jormir's going to go up here to the front and relax and rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually do that too. I go by the bow, pull out my wine skin of whiskey, take a swig.
I'm in the pumps.
Fear not, my friends. I'll keep an ever-vigilant lookout in the crow's nest.
Up to the crow's nest. Nobody really seems to object.
Go pat you on the back, says, "You do that, good buddy. I'm going downstairs to take a nap."
And disappears downstairs then. So far, everybody's pretty much up top. hang out. Kind of goes about its business, and you guys are going down the channel. You do see a couple of barges. Basically, some a race of tan humans that are kind of known as river folk. They basically they have these big barges. They're on a sailing ship that's on the actually out in the ocean. Not unheard of, but certainly less common. Most of what you see are barges. Whole family, including children, live on their barges. If anybody has local knowledge and wants any more information, I can tell you a little more about them. But that's basically the gist of it. You've at least familiar with them, and you know they're river folk. There are a few fish, like really small fishing boats on the channel, but seems to be peachy. Sun's out. It's kind of a day, and you guys sail on down the river for a couple hours, unless anybody has anything in particular they would like to do.
No, not me.
Okay, so you guys make yourself comfortable. About midday, you actually get into the Near Dive River, or I keep saying river, the Near Dive Lake. Again, it's a great lake. It'll take a couple days to get across it, but out there you see some more boats and stuff, and they're sailing across that, and you get to open water, and everything is fine. A couple hours later, as the sun starts to set towards the west, the crewman, a portly man who was introduced as Old Singe, starts chopping up vegetables and tossing them in a pot, making stew for the evening dinner. Or later, he grabs a little handbell and begins ringing it. Dinner, come and get it! All flock to the stew pot.
I'll be down momentarily.
Anybody try to, I guess, do you guys all wait till the crew gets, or anybody try to get to the front of the line or anything?
No, I'll actually wait till everybody's done and then humbly wait.
So everybody's going to kind of wait till the crew gets served first in?
Yeah.
So you guys, as you guys get line, then he's really scraping the bottom, and you get a lot of the burnt, bottomy kind of. Think like a pot. The stew is really thick, like the filling to a pot pie. Like there's some chicken in it and a lot of vegetables, and the stuff at the bottom is just kind of burnt and not terribly. The broth is very thick. It's edible, but certainly not the best you've ever had.
Oh. Well, at least now we know why he's called Old Singe.
You notice the captain is kind of he's been drinking heavily the last couple hours. He's constantly sipping from his flask, and a little short with some of the crew members. Come on, let's eat your stew and get back to it. Everybody's like, aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And I quickly eat my fair share and go back up into the crow's nest.
Anyway, he's getting a little short. Nobody's really doing anything wrong or anything, but Kevin's getting a little impatient. He's obviously had a little bit of a
bender.
of alcohol in him, and he's getting a little testy, but otherwise, nothing major. So, some of the minimal deckhands stay on duty. A lot of the men begin making their way below the deck. Hammocks. Where are you, a couple of them may sleep on the deck. Where do you guys? Where the rest of you guys want to go?
Well, what's the weather like?
It's pleasant. It's getting a little cool since it's fall.
Hey, Rosico is downstairs, and what is this square that I see that I can actually put my token under? Is that supposed to be something?
That's the treasure chest with my armor and the buoys attached to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see you added your own. Yeah, and the horse is down there somewhere too. He's probably will sit the. Probably here-ish. Okay for the moment.
I scrape horse crap off the bottom of my shoes.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a thing when the horse has to take a dump. Somebody is going to have to shovel.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry, I always take care of my horse.
Okay, so are you guys going to set your own watches? The crew, your passengers, you're not really crew, so you're not really asked to. But are you guys going to trust the crew to watch things, or are you going to anything? Any plans? Are you guys going to get together and
I'll take the midnight watch. I always give myself the most difficult work.
What are you watching for?
For criminals, of course, and monsters.
Hey, Slappy, you see that? You see the ninja icon I put on my token there?
Or what are you marking with the ninja mask?
It means I'm using the magic item.
So we can't see you.
That's right.
I'll do the same.
So ninja mask. Well, let's just all agree right now because there's all these symbols. We're just gonna use a ninja mask for invisibility.
And probably stealth too, right?
Sneaking, if you think you're sneaking. Now, if you're using move silently, for example, I'll roll that and I won't tell you if you're actually moving silently, but you can put it on there to let. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should set an aura for invisibility. Mask for moving silently.
Yeah, go invisible.
There's actually a way to make a token invisible.
Is there?
Yeah, I'll have to show you that. It uses a rollable
Markers.
table.
I think we had, because I had in my last game I ran on here, we didn't have standard characters. We had a pixie and a fairy dragon that could turn invisible at will, and I think we just had the yellow aura set in a circle. When it was on, that was understood they were invisible.
Mm-hmm.
We agree on what everything means. Yellow dot's fine. But there's actually a way to set like an aura where there's like an orb, and I may be the only one to see it as a DM, but a yellow dot will work fine. We'll just say that's invisible and silently. And if I see that,
Yeah, I can show you how to actually make a token invisible later, and it does have to do with an aura. You give the token a 0-foot aura, and all you can see is the aura, and only the player who owns the character and the GM can see the aura.
to read up on how to do that, or we can talk about that maybe during the week because that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you see where I'm at right now, right?
Yeah.
I basically came up the ladder there and going towards the captain's quarters unless I can't get into it.
Okay, the door is shut.
Is it locked?
If assuming you jiggle the handle, it doesn't appear there's a lock on it.
Anybody around?
Most of the crew are below deck at this point. Right now I'm seeing everybody in the party is on the deck in various spots. If that's not a true statement, put your token where you want it. Probably, like, what time are you doing this? You doing this middle of the night or like as everybody's first settling in?
Middle of the night.
Settling in.
Okay, so if you're so everybody move your token if you're sleeping above deck or below deck, and I didn't make tokens for all the crewmen, but they're scattered all over the place. Okay, your character open the door, is that what you're doing?
Actually, I'm listening to the door.
Listen through the door. What is your percentage on that so I don't have to open your character?
I'm looking for it. Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
Down middle tab. You might also you might want to.
Okay. Detect noise, is that what we're talking about?
What you're doing.
Slappy, is it detect noise? Because I don't see anything. It says listen.
That detect noise is basically, that's what that one means. Looks like you got a.
It's a 15.
Look all the way across because that's
45.
Hear anything?
I hope I did that right. I clicked the little button next to it and it allowed me to roll.
The roll I make because you don't know on your thief skills. If there's not an obvious result, I make it because you don't actually know if you're successful.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. Yeah.
I
try the knob.
Really quiet and to open it a little bit.
Do I see anything in there?
Then there's a hammock. Basically, it's pretty sparse. I mean, this is not a luxury cabin by far. It's better than what you guys have because he's got a roof. At the far end of it, I'm going to ping where I'm talking about. The far end of the captain's quarters. And the captain is obviously reading something. He didn't hear you enter his quarters, or if you're peering in or whatever you're doing. He is unaware, but you're basically.
So he's sitting there reading something right now.
Far end. The door is basically your character's kind of covering up the. I'm not kind of, but right here is roughly where the door is. The door is kind of like right here. Right here, if that makes sense.
All right, I tried to move in silently and close the door. I'm basically just observing him for a while.
He it would be with the ship rocking and everything, it would be difficult to not give yourself. Right now, he's not aware of you, but you can, if you want to try it, and it would be fairly difficult given the narrowness of his quarters and the ship rocking and everything to try to get up there close enough to see what he's doing.
Okay, all right. Never mind then. I go back out and go downstairs.
Nothing really happens at the first night. unless anybody else wants to do anything come morning, there aren't really anything that happens. Now, well into open waters, if you happen to be above the deck, there are other ships you can see the silhouettes of. Again, keep in mind you're in a freshwater lake, not the ocean. But mostly you see barges and stuff.
So I'm curious about something. Is the female character there sleeping with the mate in the mate's quarters?
I'm invisible.
So we don't know where you are.
I'm sleeping with the horse. You know, in case I get hungry during the night.
You probably is the whore since you're the only female on board the ship.
What was that? Sorry?
I said you probably is the whore because you're the only female on the ship.
Right.
Just put a little yellow dot next to your head just so we know you're invisible. In case you don't know how to do that, if you click on your token, there's like a gear and then there's a round button. If you click on the round button, there's a menu of a whole bunch of different symbols. So we'll say yellow is invisibility. So just future reference. I just went ahead and did that
Yellow,
for you.
right?
We'll try to remember. I'll try to make a list so we keep up just as long as we all know what the token things are. So anyway, next day comes around. The captain is in even foul mood. You know, you guys are sailing along. Weather's still pretty pleasant.
Sicko approaches the captain and says, "How are you today, sir?"
I'm very busy. Why are you bothering me? Get down below deck. You're in the way.
Indeed.
We're doing you people a favor with your little quest here. I expect you to stay out of my way and not bother me and me crew.
I suggest you do what you're told, Risico. The captain knows everything.
Sicko looks around looking for the booming voice. Like, where the hell did that come from?
Up here in the crow's nest. Would you care to join me? There's enough room for you up here. You'll be in no one's way.
I go up to Wiglif up there in the crow's nest, and I'm like, "Have you noticed the captain's getting a bit testy?"
Yes, but lack of social skills has nothing to do with morality.
Oh, God, paladins.
As you guys are talking, it's about midday. Near the bow of the ship, you know, there's a leopard cage. The cage is pretty tight. They have much more than a room to kind of turn around. It looks pretty miserable. The crewman, the one with the striped knit cap, if you happen to remember names, is teasing it, poking it with a bit of driftwood, and the cat is snarling and trying to bat at it with its not being playful at all. Like claw the guy through the bars, and the bars are too tight for it to really do that. Or the crewman with the striped cap just kind of laughs like he's just having himself a good old time.
Ha! I'd steer clear of that cat if I were you. It might maul you through the bars.
I wonder if that's how Lucky got so lucky.
He kind of looks up at you and scowls and goes back to what he's doing.
So is the captain like on the quarter deck back there running shit?
Yeah, he's towards the rear of the ship. One of the crewmen is mopping, and he's just kind of, and nobody. He's just generally like chewing people out in a foul kind of mood. He's not really. He's at the other end of the ship, not really paying attention to the cat.
So all of a sudden, Wiglif probably notices that I'm not there anymore.
What? Hey, where'd you go?
I go check out what he was working with there in his cabin.
Sorry, you're looking where?
I went to the captain's quarters to see what he was working with the night before, what notes or whatever he's got.
You tippy toe. Are you gonna try to move silently? Because there are crewmen around the. Not like right there, but.
Well, I have a question about that. If I have Ring of Invisibility on, do I need to worry about moving silently?
Yes, but you can be heard. I'm just asking if you were taking stealth precautions or. Unless there's enough noise, you just cut the door you look around, the door swings open. You make your way in there, and it's the ship log. Do you speak?
Anything in particular on the log? I'm reading the log.
What languages do you speak? Because it's not in Flan or Common.
All right, let me check. I speak Thieves' Cant, Flan, and Common, so if it's not any of those, I can't read it.
Fine. None of those. So you can't read it, but it's obviously the ship's log, / diary, captain's. You're pretty sure it begins captain's log, star date.
Does he have anything else in there? Is there a desk with drawers or anything?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is there anything else in his room? Like, is there a desk with drawers? Is there a chest? Or is there anything at all that I would rummage through or could rummage through?
Well, okay, there is actually a chest.
Does it look like it's got a lock on it? All right, one sec.
Yes.
All right, so I am going to. I've got a total of 70 on open locks.
Okay. 'Lock comes open.
All right, I open it up.
Okay. In the box is another box with a lock. I'm just kidding. Pop that lock, okay? And inside that is another locked box.
Are you serious? Okay, go
on. Yeah, there's several things wrapped in rags inside of the small chest. Folded clothes.
I try to rummage as neatly as possible. I'm not trying to disturb it, so to speak.
Like a talisman or a holy symbol of some sort, like a figurine. Couple of gems and some gold.
Okay. I'll take the gems.
Or 6 rubies. Actually, there's 6.
How many rubies?
6 gems total. Hang on. Rubies. 3 of them are sapphires. And 1 small diamond. It's not particularly a brilliant diamond. It's kind of a dull, not a particularly attractive diamond, but it's in other words, it's not like a finely polished. I mean, it's kind of yellowish, but it's fizzle or anything.
So what I heard was 3 sapphires and 1 diamond.
Fire, 2 rubies, and a diamond.
All right, I dig a little more, see if I see like any notes or anything.
There's also some other documents, but again, they're written in a language you don't understand. And you have to actually. There are a couple of scroll cases like tubes.
Oh well, okay, I'll take those.
I'm gonna open them. Scroll cases. They're just metal tubes.
There's nothing in them, or I mean, there's scrolls in them.
Are you opening them?
Yeah.
You pop the stoppers. One of them is just a collection of maps, some of them in poor condition. And then there's some writing on a couple of them, but you have, again, language you don't understand.
Okay. All right. I'll put them, close them back up and put them, take them and shut the chest and relock it.
Relock it? Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're coming up on time, so the one crewman finally gets too close to the cage and gets scratched and goes back to work.
I laugh at him.
He kind of makes a hand gesture similar to flipping you off. At night, Squeezebox, what was his name? Shanty plays a party above deck. He plays a couple of a story about a maiden who falls in love with a sailor and he's killed at sea. And kind of the moral of the story is he comes back to her in death because never breaks his promise. Where are you guys when that's all going on? That's kind of her deck, and this is kind of dark before everybody goes. Stu, do you guys? Let me back up before we get to that. Do you guys all wait for the crew to go first tonight? Get to the front of the line.
No.
Okay.
Sure, I will.
So you guys get to the front. Going to try to get ahead of the crew to get food tonight.
I'll be there in a second.
Okay, so you wait. So you're by a second. Do you mean that you show up? You're gonna go ahead of the crew.
No, I'll wait my turn. Like wherever, I'll go to the end of the line when
I'll go in front of you if you guys don't do anything. So there. So anyway, cut back to later that night. You guys eat. Singing a song. The captain suddenly throws open the door to his quarters. Comes storming out. Silent. Who's been in me quarters? So you guys, everybody position yourself after dinner. Where are you? Wherever your tokens are is where you were at when this event happened. So I'll give you like 30 seconds to rearrange.
I'll be up in the crow's nest.
Nobody is near the crew when it's 1, 2. Okay. I don't see somebody's token.
I think Abaddon is in the crow's nest with me. It's Ossia. Ossia's not in there. Yeah.
Hey, Slappy, did you see my message in Discord?
The GM knows where I am.
Okay, yeah. So I know. Okay, I know where Ossia is. So the captain says, "Has anybody been in my quarters?"
Uh-oh, here we go.
Storming over the crow's nest where the he looks up. Up at the crow's nest to the two of you up there, and then I need all the passengers immediately.
Very well, Captain. I'll be down in a second.
And I start climbing down.
I hear things going on upstairs, the yelling, so I'm making my way over here to the ladder to come up.
It's kind of like right here, and he's expecting you guys to all meet right there. Mr. Monterey sticks his head down and calls, "All right, you landlubbers, those of you who are passengers that are guests, up top now." Osea has not made an appearance as all gathering. All right, where's the lass?
Yeah, where is the lass? I don't see the token.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there she is. Okay. You. Someone's been rifling through my belongings. What is it? Definitely.
What do you mean, Captain?
He looks at you in particular. Me cabin going through me belongings. Some property of mine has come up missing. You wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
Now, remember earlier you told me to get below deck. That's where I've been all this time.
He looks to Osea next. Haven't seen you around much. The other three have been up top deck side. Two of them up in the crow's nest. One of them.
I was downstairs sleeping.
He looks to the cleric and the paladin. Mates here is lying to me, and I think you have the means to determine that. A few minutes to determine who took my property. Trying to get ugly. So I'll let the five of you work that out.
I try to charm him, but what I say to him is I say, "Now, Captain, come on. Look about your crew here. It appears there's some people here that could be just as guilty." And I nod towards Lucky with my head.
His foot. I will not be having you accusing my crew. He looks back to talk amongst yourselves and figure out where my property is, and then we're going to have a problem.
Well, anyone?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Nor I.
Nor I. Wasn't me.
This is all just a waste of time.
Does anybody have any means to detect lies or anything along that line?
I don't.
Not me.
Nope.
I do.
You do? Necessarily step forward and do it, but oh no, this is one of those things. You guys have to kind of work it out amongst yourselves. Obviously, the captain's expecting answers, so what are you guys going to do?
Prosecco's acting like he doesn't see it as a big deal, so he's kind of walking back up the thing, going towards the aft.
Find a rat place. So Rizuko kind of walks off. Anybody going to do anything?
Who had the ability to tell if anybody was lying again?
Yeah, I just asked. I mean, doesn't
Okay.
Paladin or the cleric or anybody has any means, because he's looking to the two of you to kind of issue for him.
No, I'm.
So nobody's going to step up and take. The captain and the first mate says, "Well, did you determine which of yous took my stuff.
Well, it seems two of us, that is, the guests, have not stayed here with the group. They've gone missing.
He just throws us under the bus. Leave it to the paladin.
Ah, the shifty one and the lass. Bring them up deck and we're placing them under arrest. I don't know how well you heard my drama. Did you guys hear my drama button?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was nice. I like that.
Yes, that's where we'll. It's 10. So I guess that's probably about where we need to wrap, huh?
Yeah, I gotta get moving.
No, you got to work. Okay, sorry about all the technical difficulties, guys. We'll look more better with Discord as we went. We'll talk about that next week and figure out if we want to do that. I do like having Discord.
Yeah, it's great.
As opposed to using the built-in one for the voice chat on the thing about voice chat on the built-in Roll20 is it's not compatible currently with Chrome. So
I'd like to say for our first session, it went pretty well.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. That was good.
Yeah, I had a good time.
All right,
I'm on a lot on Discord during the week too. If you want to figure out some of those issues, because it was going out a lot for me. I don't know if maybe it's coming from my end or what.
No, it was going out in and out, but I enjoyed myself.
I think that maybe Friday or something, Slappy, we can get together to eat and go back and work on your computer.
Yeah, David and I live local. We're both in the Dallas, Texas area, so may have him take a look at my computer and help me with that. He's kind of good at it, so we'll see if we can at least resolve that on my. To go, you're welcome to take off. Glad everybody had a good time. I knew we probably weren't going to get terribly far tonight. I apologize about the technical difficulties, but next week.
You guys want to maybe start a little bit earlier since one of you has to go at 10?
No.
I think 7 works because usually on Sunday I have to get a lot of stuff done before Monday comes around, so.
All right.
I think 2 to 3 hours is probably good. That's what I advertised. You guys are welcome to. I'll try to always be on at least 30 minutes to an hour beforehand to catch up with you guys so we can. I think it went good overall. Like I said, I apologize. We had some problems, but in the first time, but I think we're off to a great start. So we'll plan to I will set that on the game session. Put it in Discord, and we can chat during the week. Everything went well, and we'll plan to do this again next Sunday then.
All right, cool. Nice meeting you all.
All I know is I'm going to try to keep the Paladin between me and the Panther. 'Cause I got a feeling the captain's about to unleash the freaking Panther.
David, I will say congratulations. You actually made the voyage a little more interesting. That definitely. Yeah, so that definitely did make stuff. Only took an unplanned turn, which I love. I mean, this is what makes the game fun. Hindsight, maybe we should have done that silently so nobody has to metagame, but hey, everybody seems to be able to handle it. But yeah, I think it's off to a great start. Like I said, we'll get to the actual story when we get to it. I'm all about role-playing, and my train of thought wasn't as nice as I would have liked it because we had some technical difficulties and I had a little trouble getting my sound back. So anyway, I guess that's it. I will with you guys periodically during the week, and we'll set the next session. And Chaos Agent, I'm just problem. He's played in a game with me before, and his attendance was kind of an issue. As near as I can tell, he logged in about 20 minutes after we started. And, he's tardy. He missed a session. Issues. So I'm just going to be like, look, man, you're supposed to be on the voice chat weeks ago, and we didn't hear from you all week. I emailed you, and I waited till 7 o'clock, and you were not here. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, guys
Shit
like that,
happens, yeah.
it's sometimes better not to explain and just boot them out without any explanation because he knows what he did.
Yeah,
So,
kind of
and-
the just like kind of sense is that keeping up, and I have a feeling people are probably just going to say that's of how it is, because I mean like I said, we all agreed that it's important to attend, and he did win our session 0.
Yeah, I've experienced no shows before, and usually they don't last. So
For him, so I'll deal with it. But yeah, he's like, looks like he's pissed. But I mean, it's like, I'm sorry you couldn't be here on time and stuff, and you missed last session, and
yeah.
you can tell me how committed you were, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Is his character completed?
Yeah, his character's done.
So he has no one to
Yeah,
blame
actually-
but himself.
Just everybody's feelings. I mean, the whole thing is he was like, what time did y'all see him pop up? It was at least 20 after, wasn't it?
Sure.
I don't know. I didn't really see him, but
Popped up, but it wasn't. I mean, he was not in the chat room when it hit 7 o'clock and we started the game. So
Yeah, he wasn't even on the virtual tabletop. So
I kicked him at about I think 6:55. I dropped him from the game, but
it's your call. It's what you
Yeah.
think will make the game run more smoothly.
you know my suggestion. I would have booted him out. After missing session 0. Honestly, that's.
well, anyway, yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna stand my ground on that because we did a play-by-post, and I mean, he constantly had stuff coming up, and he had a hard time keeping up with that. He's a sales guy or whatever, and I know he travels a lot, but
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that, Slappy.
Yeah, that's something a DM doesn't necessarily need to deal with. So.
That's another Bex. You don't want another Bex.
you know what else? I was thinking make another text channel for this for the Discord thing, so we could put like game stuff in that one, and then when we're talking out of character, maybe like in the general thing.
yeah, I can set up some other channels. I will work on that this week.
Yeah, maybe another one for like XP and stuff that we find or whatever on another one.
Maybe an OOC and an in-character channel, and then you guys can just PM to me privately.
Yeah, this is the good thing about Discord is these chat stuff that never goes away. So like you're putting in there the names of the characters, that's fantastic. If you could make a channel that's just like info, and you just put in there like those names, we'll be able to go back then and easily find those names anytime we need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You and I can get together and do dinner. Now, the problem with Friday is I just joined a game that's going to be meeting on Friday night, so that's not going to work for me.
Do Saturday. We do like Wingstop or something, then go back and take care of it.
Okay, maybe we can get together over here and you can help me troubleshoot the computer a little bit.
All right.
Sounds
Someone
good.
sneezed.
Well, anyway, good game. I will chat to you guys later, and anyway, we'll plan to do it again next week.
Alrighty.
Sounds good,
All right,
guys.
thanks for the invite. Thank
Have a
you.
good week.
Later on.
Guys.
Yep.